Hello everyone, you are welcome to Anchor Network where you get reliable and authentic news that are so crucial to you. I say big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe. And if you are yet to subscribe, I say please click the red subscribe button and also the bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to get notified anytime we publish any news. Nnamdi Kanu speaks on Ekweremadu attack, offers 1 million naira for Southeast governors travel itinerary. The leader of the separatist group, Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has offered 1 million naira reward for credible information on overseas travel itinerary of Southeast governors. The fugitive also warned other Igbo leaders except a senator, Eyinaya Abaribe, not to travel out of the country for their own good. Mr. Kanu announced this in a live broadcast on the Rogue radio station, Radio Biafra, on Sunday night. He was speaking on the recent attack by some of his group's members on the senator, Ike Ekweremadu, in Germany and the spate of killings and kidnappings in the southeast. He said a member of IPOB has made the money available for credible information anytime the governors of the southeast and other leaders from the zone are traveling. So if you are working in any government house in southeast and you know which city in the world your governor is going to be, inform us so that we will mobilize for him and you will be rewarded with 1 million naira. In the 87 minutes broadcast, Mr. Kanu said the grudge of the group with the governors is that they proscribed the group. They and not the federal government of Nigeria proscribed IPOB, said Mr. Kanu. They and the federal government of Nigeria proscribed IPOB. They said they proscribed IPOB to douse rising tension in the region. What caused the tension? Because the military raided my house in Umuahia, he said. He also accused them of secretly approving the abandoned Ruga policy of the federal government. On the attack on Mr. Ekweremadu, the IPOB leader said the ex-deputy Senate president connived with the governors to proscribe his group. They also brought the army to raid my house in Umuahia. How many times has he spoken against the killings and kidnappings happening in his own state? Queried Mr. Kanu. He went to celebrate New Yam Festival in Germany when his people are being killed and our women being raped. Where did they get the new yam? Because there is none in Igbo land since all the farmlands have been destroyed by S-men. The IPOB leader also accused Mr. Ekweremadu of embezzling money budgeted for construction of Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway by former President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Premium Times could not independently verify his accusations against Mr. Ekweremadu Sunday night. Apart from the governors, Mr. Kanu listed others on the group's overseas watch list to include Ohaneze Ndigbo, President General John Nwodo, and Chief of Army Staff Tukur Buratai. On Mr. Nwodo, Mr. Kanu accused him of accusing Igbo youth of carrying out the recent killings, kidnappings, and other criminal activities in the southeast, especially in Enugu State. For Mr. Buratai, Mr. Kanu said the group will never forgive him for his role in various killings and atrocities allegedly committed by the military in the southeast. He warned them to steer clear from any foreign country for their own good. We have nominated 5 persons each in every country or the world who are ready to be arrested and be jailed for this purpose. Many of us have been killed, so what is there in going to jail? He said. He praised the outspokenness of Mr. Abaribe and Femi Fani-Kayode. We campaigned for Abaribe's re-election because he always spoke the truth every time about what is happening in the south in the country, and today he is the highest political office holder in Igbo land. Fani-Kayode is not an Igbo man, but he always stands for the truth, and so we have enormous respect for him. Mr. Kanu also claimed that the military plans to start another operation in the southeast targeted at his group. Mr. Kanu, who is being tried for treason in Nigeria, jumped bail and traveled abroad. Wow. You know, people can say whatever they want to say, but the truth still remain the truth. The facts still remain the facts. I've been hearing a lot of people, oh, we condemn IPOB. Oh, they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have this. They shouldn't have whatever. They would have done it in a more matured way. They would have be more civilized. It's not a judicial, extrajudicial, whatever, or measure treatment. It's not what is needed right now. They would have come, try to relate their grievances, what is, hurting them, their pain and all of that, put them together and try to form a round table and all of this and all of that. That you don't go all those things, you don't do this and that. All of those ones that are talking is smiling, suffering and smiling. All of them, a lot of them just come to the radio. Of course they wouldn't want to say anything that will jeopardize their own personal whatever, whether you call it integrity or whatever, or they are just trying to hide under the pillow. But at the end of the day, in their closet they will be saying different things. A lot of them are really happy. A lot of Nigerians, they are really happy. Of course, some are like, okay, they would have, let's have a talk. It's not, done the way they have done it. They would have, okay, they would have protested. They would have done this, they would have done that. But the issue is that all the talks that they have been talking, like we know, during Obasanjo time, there was a conference held, to talk about the sovereignty of the country, to talk of how we are going to be, how we want the democracy to look like, how we want to put everybody, to include everybody in this democracy. When you talk about, what is happening, every region, every tribe, grievances, putting them together. They did the same thing. Did they use that thing? It's still there. Okay, maybe they faulted that conference or that talk or meeting, as you may call it, that time. Now, good luck, Jonathan came again. He did another one. They call it a confab. And now APC government came. They say they are not interested because it is not they didn't know the genesis of the whole thing, so there's no way they want to dabble into it. But at least when people were like, oh, talking about it, you have to bring it out, so that you are, just look into it and see what you can pick. Of course, there could be some things that are not really working well. So they say they are not interested, they just kept it somewhere. And at the end of the day, when they saw that the agitations was too much, everybody was talking about it, they had to go and bring it. And they formed committee on that. But at the end of the day, what did we see today? And at some point, they talked about restructuring. They said they don't believe in restructuring. Restructuring means different things to different people. Okay, you know what it means, then bring your own definition of restructuring so that we'll be able to go along with what you feel or what you think restructuring is all about. They still form committee. I could remember Erufai was one of the people that that was in the committee. But at the end of the day, what happened is you're just trying to, I think that was when they were preparing for election, and at the end of the day they wanted to use that to cajole people. But at the end of the day, they still dropped that idea. So when you talk about, people need to come together, it is not by killing, it's not by whatever. Okay, now we understand. Nobody is supporting violence. Nobody's supporting violence. We have to be more matured in our dealings. Some people still came out again. They want to go on protest. They still say, oh, no, you can't go on protest. Oh, because you are using one particular word. Okay. At the end of the day, they threatened people not to come out. In this Eshowore call, they threatened people not to come out. And at the end of the day, people still came out. Few people still came out, irrespective of their own threats. The police threat, people still came out. And when they came out, they were not harmed. The unharmed civilians, they came out to protest, and yet the police and the security agents, they came and they maltreated them. Even some journalists were arrested. So what are we talking about? And people will sit down somewhere and say, no, you don't have to do this. Even if you come out for protest, it is another thing. There's another protest that is coming up on the 19th of this month, and another protest which could be today. I don't know how that one will even still go. So at the end of the day, you call for confab, you come for meeting that everybody should come and bring their inputs on how to move the country forward. They have done 2 national meetings, conference. They call one confab and the other one conference. But at the end of the day, the essence of this whole thing is just for us to come together and let our grievances be known, and they will know how to tackle it. But what did you see? Nothing. They will just sweep everything under the carpet. And you see this guy collecting big salaries and all of that. And now you are blaming people. They do it in a gentle way. You condemn it. They do it. Where do you want to? You are pushing people to the wall. You don't want them to revolt. Like I always say, you are slapping somebody and you don't want the person to cry. What kind of people are these leaders? What kind of people are these leaders? So, from what Nnamdi Kanu has said, that anybody that has a useful information, they are going to reward that person. But it's simple. The simple thing is that it's not too hard. The governors should do the needful, do the right thing. You know what your people want. You are representing them. You are not representing yourself. So why can't you do the needful? Just do the needful and everybody will be okay. Everything will be fine. There will be no all this back and forth. There will be no, talk here and there. There will be no arguments. Just do the needful. You know what they want. They've told you what they want. Why can't you do it? You have to laud it. Whether the Southeast governors or all these politicians, if they have been representing us according to them, you have to laud it. We are not hearing you people. You have to laud it. You make it, if you have to carry microphone and begin to sing, oh, I'm really representing you. Maybe we are not hearing you. So we need to hear you. We are not seeing what you are doing. When it comes to full representation, you are not representing us well. And that is the grievances of most Nigerians. That is our grievances. This kind of a thing has happened in the north when one senator came to his constituency and they stoned him. And they had to drive him away. So what are we talking about? They drove him away. So it is not a difficult thing, but they are the ones making it difficult. Do the needful. You are representing the people. Do what they want. They say they are not seeing you, they are not feeling you. That is just what they are talking about. They are not feeling you. They make them feel you. It's not as difficult as that. Even with all the big salaries that you guys are receiving, they are not feeling you in your representation to them. They are not representing their way. That's what they are talking about. It's not a big deal. So with all this thing that IPOB is saying, if you don't want them, I've seen in one article that they say Southeast governor, they are saying IPOB is too small to threaten them. Good and fine. If you do the needful, of course, naturally they will, all those anger we just fade off. That is how it works. Do the right thing, everybody we be at peace, all of us will be smiling. But you can't be doing the wrong thing and you expect us to be to understand. They will tell you that Nigerians need to sacrifice. We need to sacrifice. For how long are we going to be sacrificing? So, guys, I wouldn't want to talk much. That is just my own opinion concerning what Nnamdi Kanu has said. So, I would like to hear from you what you think about this offer for anybody that's going to give information. Please put down your comments in the comment section and let's hear your own take. Thank you very much. Bye.